So today I have Jerry Lowe in the studio. Trying to calm down. I have to send myself sometimes because life shows up. I can't control technology. I can't control situations that's out of my hands. So I have to remind myself to ascend sometimes too. My show is not perfect today. I'm not tech friendly. The mics is not working. The computer is not working. But we still going to have a show today. I'm grateful to have this opportunity, and I'm grateful to have my guests in the studio with me today. Introducing my boy, my brother, somebody I respect. He's a comedian who has come from the cage to the stage. Okay, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna go ahead and bring him onto the stage. What's up, Jerry Law?
Hey, what's up, Toni Rochelle? How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm trying to calm down, but I'm good. I'm good.
You all right? Take your time. You gotta breathe
You know,
sometimes.
that's okay because when life shows up, it reminds me that I'm human.
Oh, absolutely.
It reminds me that I'm human and nothing's perfect, right?
Very much so.
But thank you so much for coming
Thank you for having me.
and being on the show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very honored.
Mm-hmm.
I've been following you and watching you and stalking you for some time. And I have to say, I'm very proud of you. I'm proud of you. And I'm going to just get right into it.
Let's do it.
Um, when you think about the word ascending,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you?
Ascending, just going to the next level, just going up, ascending, going to the next level.
That's right. That's right. So, have you ever been in a predicament where you had to ascend, where it was dark, where it was lonely, where you just didn't know how you was going to get out of that situation?
Oh yeah, hell yeah. That was in 1999 when I was in the county jail. Was
Oof.
had a facing the case, and I didn't have no bail, so that mean I was just in there. I was
Yeah.
just in there until something happened.
Let's talk about that. I mean, you said 1999.
Yeah.
Okay, that's definitely ascending because you're sitting right here with me now.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of people can survive that and come out and do the things that you have done. Now, you're a comedian, right?
Absolutely.
Was you a comedian before you went into jail, or did that happen afterwards?
No, before I went to prison, I was enrolled in Merritt College. I was actually running track. I was a little baby track star in the
Okay.
making, and I had the coach, Coach Slaughter. It was myself and a brother named Star Daniel Roberts. He was one, I was two, and the coach from Stanford. They seen us at these relays, and he said he talked to the coaches and said, "Let me talk to them." So we went over and talked to the coach from Stanford, and he said, "Y'all make the nationals 2 years straight. We'll give you a full ride to Stanford, full ride scholarship."
Wow.
A couple of months later, called my case.
Now let's talk about this track. Now, was you a sprinter or was you a distance runner?
A little bit of both. I mean the 100, 200, 400. You know, 4x4, 4x1, 4x2, and then I ran the 1500 one time, and that was about it.
You
But
said
I'm
one time.
cool. I'm cool. They just called me Street Clothes Law because I used to just get on the track with what I had on. I was poor. I didn't have nothing.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
used to just get on the track with what I had on. And you have to have like the tights and all the Nike bands and all. Man, I got on some like old navy pajama pants.
That's right.
That was hot back then, and just like a tank top, and I was just dusting them. Shoom. I was so fast. I made it was a Filipino guy. He said, "Man," because we was running the 200, and I didn't know like the rules of track. All I knew was that the fastest one wins.
Yeah.
So we setting up for the 200, and he go pop, and I just take off. I'm in lane 4, and I'm running. I'm so fast. I'm running through the runners, weaving through the crowd. I'm supposed to stay in my lane,
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah,
weaving through the crowd, just running and
yeah.
so the Filipino fella, he say, "Man, how long you been doing this?" I said, "Man, this is my second time." He said, "Man, I quit." I said, "What?" He said, "Man, I've been practicing this for 4 years, man." And I guess it set in on him.
Right, right, right. So let's talk about you being in prison. What
Hmm.
would Okay, that's a place that can really tear you down and make you feel like giving up
Hmm.
and just, throwing in a towel. What are
Hmm.
some of the things that kept you upbeat and how did you get through it?
Well, the first thing is your mind. It's all about your mind state.
Yeah.
The human spirit is very, very powerful. It is very strong. Sometimes you don't know how strong you are until you have to go through something. Sometimes you have to go through something to get to something. So what kept me sane, I would say the from the beginning that I was okay with why I was there.
Yeah.
I wasn't a brother that was in there because somebody made me do something or I was going to take something from somebody and got caught or I was with a group of fellas and something happened and that we all locked up, but I ain't do nothing. I wasn't in none of that. I had accepted all. I stood on mine. I accepted it all and I was like, hey, let's go. So my mental, I was okay first. So it was just getting through it and just stay reading. I took advantage of all educational material that was available. And in prison, they try to cut you off from that.
Yeah.
Like if you want to go to the library, you got to fill out a paper for anything.
That's a
You
shame.
know, to go to the just to go to the library, and they make it so hard sometimes with deadlines. There's a lot of brothers still in there because of the games they play. I was paying for a legal course so I could be a what was that? Because when you're a felon, you can't be a lawyer, but you can be like an aide or something. And so I was so raw with the law that I was got these courses. It was 8 courses, cost like $750, and they had people that was they was paying for whoever wanted to take these courses. So I'm like, oh, this shit easy. This is easy. And so
My
I
cousin.
began to they didn't even catch that. That's the first thing in prison they tell you, no snitching. They didn't even catch that. Let them catch it. Dog. Don't put me on blast, Tony. No. The Lord is dealing with
Respect
me.
my
The Lord is
show.
dealing
Respect
with
my
me. I do.
show.
I
But we
do.
know you human. It's
Yeah. So
okay.
we make mistakes. Like
We
your whole
do.
machine today. You see how the machine made a mistake, but
Yeah.
we ascended. So let's keep ascending.
I love you, Jerry.
And so love you more. So next thing you know, like I say, I'm about to try to get this law degree because it don't take long. I mean, I got more years in jail left to do than how long it take for me to study this and complete it.
Yeah.
And what they did was you pay for everything, and they was issuing like a part of your books out. It might be the wrong book, and you have a deadline when you're supposed to turn the stuff in.
Hmm.
Man, they was screwing brothers over left and right, man. It was ugly. And so it's not prison is not made for you to prison is not made to rehabilitate you. Prison is not made for you to do better and come out and be this great guy. No, no,
Right.
no. Prison isn't made for that. You go in there, you come out worse.
Yeah.
There's the version of me that everybody sees. Oh, it's a comedian there, but then there's that other side. There's that East Oakland. There's that little Jared, that little 700 dude. You
I
know what I
was just
mean?
about to ask you where you from.
Yeah, I'm 700 Rosedale.
East Oakland.
Mm-hmm. Deep East Oakland, and people will be like, "Oh, y'all older and y'all still claim." Hey, what it is this: as of as African people, we had tribes. We were in tribes. You have to ask yourself, why does a brother take so much pride in this country they grow up at?
Yeah.
It's because we were tribes, and it's in your DNA to get together and have fun and do things. It's in your DNA to get together and protect wherever you at. For the males that are protectors, most guys in prison are like protectors, majority of them.
Hmm.
But it was just in some. I mean, and what I mean by that is that it's in you. It's either in you or it's not.
Yeah.
And prison, like I said, it done broke people. I've known dudes where we might be walking the child right now, laughing and talking, and in the morning you find out he done hung himself.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's it's it's
How
uh
did you
it's real
deal with
raw.
stuff like that when you seen? So you, it sound like you kept yourself above water, right?
Oh, absolutely.
But like what you just expressed, how did you deal with when that person you didn't see the next day because they did, you know, pass away or do something
It
to
happened a few
themselves, or
times.
you know, what did you do to keep your mind right?
Well, in prison, we there's just things that happen. In prison, what happens to you if you're there long enough, you begin to disassociate. Me, I begin to compartmentalize. I had to deal with things in 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 its own box. Okay, this is death, this is life, this is love, this is a relationship, this is this. I had to separate it because as a human, and everybody got feelings. If you mix them, you may have feelings over here that leak up over here. And so what happens in prison, it makes you so but prison is the most, I would say, carnal thing on earth because it's man versus man. All your homeboys, your family, your girl, your partner, your best friend, your road dog that got your back,
Mhm.
they not in there with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Same way you come in this world by yourself, you leaving out by yourself. That's what you in there. You could be on the yard with 1,000 dudes and still be lonely as lonely,
mm.
and
That's so
that's
sad.
just that's just is what it is. And so prison make you so it makes you so selfish. That's what I would say. because you have to do for you. Literally, you have to take care of yourself. There's a lot of people that may love you, want to send you packages, letters, but everybody on the streets is doing bad,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah. It's
can't.
hard out here in this
Well,
world.
yeah, so
Yeah.
they can't be responsible for another individual that need, and they like, hey man, they feed you, they clothe you,
Mhm.
you ain't got to worry about a roof. Your rent is paid for
That
however
part.
long you in there. So people tend to use that and then not to look out. But I'll give you this example. Prison makes you so cold where you have to be able to be a friend to a person. I mean, like, say, it could be my cellmate.
Mhm.
We could be cellmates for 2 years straight. I know his family through him talking, telling stories. He knows mine. You get that familiarity. We can walk to chow hall every day. We can work out every day. We can be, in all intents and purposes, good friends, have each other's back, go to war together. But if he cross the line and do something, I got to take him out. I got to get him. And that is always present.
Mm.
It get to the point this way. And this is when I noticed it. I went to this prison called Calipatria, and we were on the yard, and we looked, and we seen like this little old Mexican dude, and he just was wobbling, and we looked, and his shirt from the bottom it began to turn red. Uh, so he fell. So they hit the alarm. Get down, get down. They come scrape him up, take him off the yard, and then couldn't find out he had been stabbed 27 times. He didn't make it, and they slammed us. And what slam mean? They put us on lockdown. So while they tending to this dude over here fighting for his life, we over here cracking jokes. We over here like, man, what he do? I bet he won't do that no more. It's the prison just didn't make you like that. And the biggest thing is that you have no care for this man. You have no feelings about it one way or the other. You have none. It hit me when, because I was third draw. Third draw just means that because when you came to prison, you all in this number system, and so I fell in the third level, right? So I'm third draw. So that week that dude got stabbed, I was supposed to go to the canteen, to the store. That's where I get all my food,
Yeah.
whatever I'm missing. And because that happened and they locked us down, then we don't get in no store. So, people got debts, people want to eat, people, it's your time. It's like it's the equivalent of looking in your refrigerator, you don't have anything and you're about to go shopping. You're about to fill your refrigerator up. That's what it is. And so here comes your time to do it. And the Mexicans and clean house, took care of dude for whatever. And now you can't go. You are
He didn't
worried
mess up
about,
at messed it up for everybody.
well, yeah. And so it comes down to where you were worried about a top ramen noodle more than this human.
Wow.
I mean, because it's no love in there. I mean, you
Yeah.
got your people, like I say, that the element of having to get violent is always there. It never leaves,
Mm.
never. So
That's a lot to contain.
you just in there just like a well, some people, I'm a pit, I'm a bully. Arr. You just sitting there waiting. And then one day, think about it, everybody, especially with the brothers, everybody's mind and mental, everybody not strong. Everybody's
Yeah.
not meant to be a leader.
Yeah.
75% of the people of the world, they say 80% are followers. So you in prison with a bunch of followers and there's minimal leaders, and now you got dudes doing whatever. And you got to understand something is that the same way they went in there, if they haven't changed or tried to feed themselves some knowledge or anything to better themselves, then you're going to get a worse version of this individual, and he's going to be more of a criminal only because you around the MVPs of crime.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And it just it'll prison will shock you. It'll shock you. It'll amaze you because you would look and you would see so many black men, all shades, shapes, and we in there working out. Now we in there, we all buff, we all look like warriors. We in there just moving. I'm telling you, the ladies, they be
That's
looking
where
like,
all
oh
the
my
men is
God.
at. All the fine ones is in
Man, I
jail.
be telling women always talk about, ain't no good men. Yeah, it is. You just ain't wrote him yet. That's all. He in there waiting.
We
He
know
gonna write you. I swear to God, he gonna write you back. You be first on his list. He get good big with the
that's
words.
not my calling, Jerry. I'm
You
sorry.
never know. Don't knock it till you try it.
Y'all, he a comedian. We gonna let that one slide. Oh my God. So that is a lot. I mean, that was just a lot that you just told me. I know sometimes when I watch movies just about prison and jail, I
Mm-hmm.
can't even take some of the things that they show on TV. So I can't imagine being there real life.
Man,
Um,
and you there. And you in something smaller than this office right here. Matter of fact, from where your camera at,
And I'm claustrophobic, so I
and this
can't
is
do
a
all that.
big. I caught claustrophobia when I got out of prison. Thank God,
Man.
man. I told him you put the cuffs on me. You might as well get my just put my he was my partner T-shirt because it's over. I ain't,
So when you was getting ready to, first of all, how long did you do? How long was you there?
I was looking at 38 years to life, and then I wasn't happy with my attorney, so I filed a Marsden motion. And what that is a motion to fire my attorney. So I got to talk to the judge. So on January 13, 2000, when I walked in the
You
courtroom,
say January 13th?
yeah, January 13, 2000, I walked inside the courtroom about 9 in the morning, 9:30, and I was looking at 38 to life. They offered me 27 years. Here it is. I'm 22 years old. I wasn't going to accept that. And so I'm like, what a judge at? Where? I'm like, oh, no. So I start spazzing out a little bit because I'm going to speak my speak.
Yeah.
My grandmama, God rest her soul, she was looking at me like, don't cut up again. Because
Mm-hmm.
because when I was in juvenile hall and I had went to court, I was locked up when I was in juvenile, I was a youngster. And my public defender, he had said something like, lock him up. So I fired on him, pow. And then
Lord
real talk, I
Jesus.
fired on him, pow. And then next thing you know, I'm tussling with the security. My mama, she come out of the stands, rest her soul. And then me and my mama in there fighting the police, pow, pow, pow.
At the court?
Yeah. And so
Wow.
now and so because of that, that's why the youth and juvenile hall got to be chained up and locked up because of me. That happened in
You
like
didn't
that.
you didn't created
That's why I got
something.
to be locked
Lord
up.
Jesus.
I was, oh man, when they come here, oh, I'm a gay. I don't try to hear none of that. Man. I was with everything, whatever. And so, again, you go through that. So it kind of, like I say, you're a certain type of way. It's either
Mm-hmm.
in you or on you. And so then you going through it, you going through the whole prison thing, and you in there, and you like, man, and it's this small little box, and you are there. The longest time that I put like this, one of the most trying times for me when I was at Calipatria prison, and they had it was a Mexican, and he was going outside, and they was patting him down, and they
Mm-hmm.
found a knife on him, and he ran back in the building. He ran upstairs, and he took the knife out like this, and he was trying to throw it under the door to his homies so he can flush it.
Yeah.
But when he put the knife up, the dude in the tower thought he was trying to stab somebody and shot him in the head and killed
Oh
him.
my God.
So, and this happened in the yard next to me. So here it is. I'm in this cell.
That's
They
trauma.
they put us on lockdown. And I'm like, and the word go around and stuff. And they say, dude, he was on a 6-month violation. So you on a 6-month violation, dude. You got 6 months,
And you just
and
lost
you
your
get popped in the
life.
head. Now you die. Now they put us on lockdown for a whole year, and so what that is, what I'm saying, I'm in a cell, and you get it's like it ain't even 23-1 because you don't even you in there 24/24. It ain't no outside, ain't none of that.
Yeah,
You in
because the
this cell,
bathroom's in there with you, right?
yeah, everything in there, right there, everything. You ain't moving nowhere, you ain't going nowhere except for every 72 hours you get a shower. You get a 10-minute shower every 72 hours. So they only bathe you every 3 days.
Nobody deserves that.
So you in there. You know what I mean? Now there's a few cats that do. There's a few cats that shouldn't bathe at all. They just put the key.
Stop it.
I'm telling you. I done met some. Honestly, you know what? You need to be in something like this. Because you cannot be trusted, definitely. And so, like I say, you in there and it's just like you have a lot of time to get to know yourself. I had the opportunity, because I was like cognizant, but I had the opportunity to know myself. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't get to do that, especially in everyday life. You don't get to sit down and just find out who you are. See, I'm a complete person. I'm whole. However I move, that's how I choose to move.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like I said, I went to court that morning. I was looking at 38 to life. They offered me 27. I wasn't going for it. So I filed a Marsden motion. And what that did was that got me a face-to-face, like I'm talking to you,
Yeah.
with the judge. They had a closed circuit courtroom. And by the end of by the end of me telling the judge what my gripes was, and by the time we got through finish, I came out with a deal of 15 years with 85%. So subsequently, I spent 12 years, 9 months straight in prison.
Mhm. First of all, I want to congratulate you
Oh, for sure.
because you ain't got life.
Yeah, no, I wasn't going for that.
So that is something to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Celebrate your life. And that date that you said, that's my birthday.
What?
January 13th.
Oh, I hate
So
that day. Send me to jail. No, I'm messing with you.
You can never forget that day ever again.
I will never forget
You
that
owe
day.
me a lot of presents.
It's on my
But,
paperwork.
but yeah, no, seriously though, like you fought that. That's offending.
Man, tell me about it.
In so many ways. I mean, I'm still laughing about you and your mama beating up the police though. But
Oh
that's
yeah,
for
well,
another
man.
day.
Like
She a
shit.
gangster.
Yeah.
But there's somebody out there that's like maybe going through the same thing that you endured,
Hmm.
and they maybe about to lose their mind, maybe they ready to give up hope.
Hmm.
What is it, what kind of inspiration could you give them?
The first thing I would say is to breathe. That's the first thing you want to do. In any situation, you want to breathe. See, I'm 90% mental, 10% physical because I had to survive off of um, supreme knowledge, breathing, and that's why sometimes when I speak about certain things, I talk in depth because I know it. I learned it, you know. So breathing, first thing you do. That's why when the doctors or whatever, they, breathe, 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 because what happens is you get anxiety, you get anxious, and then everything gets rapid. I'm talking about from your heartbeat to your blood flow to everything. So you gotta just breathe, slow it down, come on down. You know what I'm saying? And always remember, everything gonna be all right, even
Yeah,
when it ain't. Everything gonna be all right. Cause there'll be times where I'm talking about they get real tight, but you just really you gotta breathe and you just gotta it's self affirmations. You got to find out how to talk to yourself. Cause some people can sit there, okay, man, like me, I give myself pep talks. I'll be in the mirror like, look, check this out, man. You see GD, you know he do that. Well, you know, he really don't like you, man. And you know this, but I know you gotta deal with it. I talk to myself. Some people you gotta put, you know, you write on them little sticky notes and leave them around the house. Just
yeah,
you might be walking through, but I tell you, keep going. Cause sometimes you your own best coach, you your own best life coach.
I love that.
You don't need nobody really kind of tell you what this and that because only you truly know everything that's going on.
Yeah,
It takes you to heal you. You have to just find out who you are. You have to learn yourself. I'm talking about learn your strengths, learn your weaknesses. Wherever you're strong at, you know you want to show that. You want to showcase that. And where you weak at, you want to build on that
that's good.
constantly.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah, and whatever you do, you stay consistent with it. Whatever you do, you stay consistent, and it's gonna crack. That's
Yeah,
like me. I didn't think I'd be no comedian. I wasn't no comedian, and I was just a funny dude. Because, like I said, I was cool. I was just waiting to come home. I was just in there working out and reading, and like I said, getting as much education. Even I took a trade in there to do to be an electrician,
hmm,
but we was out in Oklahoma. That's another story. But
you know that's where I'm from too.
yeah, I know that you from Oklahoma. Scared the life out of me, man. Heard a siren. We in a cell in Oklahoma, and a siren going, wee, wee. I'm like, what is that? And I thought about it. I said, oh my God, because I was in Texas back in like 95. So I was like, oh man, is that a tornado one? Man, we looking at TV. They showing the big old, and it's coming too. It's gonna hit the Bible Belt. Oh my God, not here, Jesus. Please, Jesus, Jesus, you gonna send me all the way
Now
to
you want to call on
Oklahoma,
the Lord.
Jesus?
Now you want to call on the
Man,
Lord.
I called on Jesus, Allah, Buddha. Everybody. I was with the Egyptians at one time. Amun Ra, Amun, send your people. I was with Moses. We was parting Red Seas, I'm telling you.
Oh,
I was with that stuff Erica Badu be talking
you
about.
play too much. I'm
I'm
not. Y'all,
serious.
he a comedian, y'all.
I'm serious. You better come see me
Y'all better come
Sunday,
see
October
him.
29th, Tommy T.
Hey. I'm so proud of you. You everywhere. Um, now all those gyms that you just talked about, did somebody actually teach you those gyms to be like that, or how did you find that niche to like you said, you talk to yourself,
To be a teacher,
you
to
know?
be that.
Yeah. How did you? Where did that come from?
When I was every time I got locked up, it then I had to do like I would say a long time. It was never for me. It was always for my little brother. That's why I got a tattoo on my back that say my brother's keeper because my grandfather he raised me to. He said, "Take care of your brothers and sisters. Them dudes in the street, you give them hell."
Yeah.
That's what my granddaddy raised me, and so that's just what I was. And so I learned that whatever you around as a youth, whoever is pouring into you,
Your environment.
that is what your glass consists of, whether you like it or not.
Mm.
Can't make excuses for it, but you have the mind every day to change it. What happened to me was when me and my mama were beating up the police and I was in juvie, I was in there for shooting the Arab over my little brother. I was 16. And so I'm in there and I'm reading, I'm with my black literature. And it was Frederick Douglass. See, Frederick Douglass was self-taught. People don't even know. Frederick Douglass he was a mix. He was black and white. People don't even know he half white, but he was self-taught. Frederick Douglass taught himself, and that was my inspiration, and that's why it's so powerful for black people to know about other black people that came before us, because if you can see it, then you can generate that.
That's
The
right.
power of suggestion. Your cells, every part of your body is alive. Your cells. I wasn't going to just lay down on concrete and just die. No, a body in motion stay in motion. People only wither away when they just when you stop moving, you're gonna stop moving.
Yeah.
And
That's it.
so, like I said, Frederick Douglass, he was self-taught. So I taught myself. And it was one saying, he always said that the most important thing to a black man is his freedom. And being locked up like that so much as a youth, you really start to understand it. And then you like, that's why, and I say that, and to support that, that's why when you watch the news segments of a lot of brothers that's been wrongly convicted. They do 20, 30 years. They had locked him up 40 years. Evidence found out it wasn't him. They let him out. If you go back and look at that, they all say the same thing. They all say, I'm just glad I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Because you
You
want to,
survived
that's,
it.
you're not living, you existing.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, it's up every day. Every day. I'm talking about people are, you'll get into it over if you're not respectful. You can bump somebody. And I mean, like, not
Because
even
you
do it
don't know
on
what kind of
purpose.
mood people are in. Like
No,
you
it's
said,
called
it's that
respect. They in
uh-huh.
prison. I was on maximum security for most of the time I was in there. So it's respect. I'm talking about respect to where when a person gets out, it's like people. You know how people say, "Oh, I'll be there in 10 minutes." They really take 30, 40. I
Mhm.
cut you off. I
Mhm.
stop dealing with you. You know why? Because you're a liar,
Yeah.
and you a liar to my face, and you think it's cool. You think it's cool to show up places late and like you just that good. No, that's
It
disrespectful.
is
And in
disrespectful.
prison, for the smallest amount of disrespect, you'll get checked. And that it come fast just like that. So imagine you got all these dudes that's all on the cusp of this. And you just got them all out here in the streets. And it's too many variables. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
now if you don't take care of them with their mental and get them, they do all mental health. No, man, y'all, you did this.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, black people, we're suffering from blowback from the crack era,
Yeah.
from the fathers being taken out the home. This is blowback. This is what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I gotta just keep saying that. So when did you decide that you was gonna do comedy? Was it when you were in there? Did you say when I get out, I'm gonna do comedy, or did it happen when you just when you became free and you just did it? What tell me, take me down that road.
Two of the biggest things about being in or just being the type of guy, um, is two things. You're gonna be respectful. You're
Yeah,
gonna respect people, and you want to be a man of your word.
yeah,
Oh my way.
yeah,
You want to be a man of your word, and so yeah. So you want to be a man of your word. And so what happened to me was I was so funny that this little dude named T Man, he was a blood, he was a down move from LA, from Pasadena. And so his mom passed. I hadn't experienced that type of pain yet. So he was in his cell, and when somebody passed away, especially your mother, and she was his
yeah.
like go to, like
Of
whatever
course.
he needed, he on his sister, whatever, everything. So next thing you know, he was in the cell for about a month. He didn't come out. He was mourning. So he came out, and the other big crib homie, he came to me. He said, "Hey, Luck," he said, "Man, the Tony T Man coming out, man." He said, "Won't you come out here, man, do your thing, man?" I'm like, "Do my thing?" I said, "Man, I'm grown, man. It's prison. You don't need no man doing this thing in prison. Talking about do your thing, man. I ain't got no thing to do, boy. What you come up at my door for, man? You don't get on, man, with that, man. I ain't that type of dude, man. From Oakland, man. Get down." And so he like, "Nah, man, you know what I'm talking about, cuz. You know what I'm talking about." I'm like, "Well, I know what you're talking about," because it, the people like came to me for laughter, for
Yeah,
positivity,
yeah,
because I was always positive, always up. And so he said, "I tell you what, man, I'm gonna give you a shot of coffee and I'm gonna give you $20 and like cosmetics, food, whatever." So I said, "All right." So I did like a 20-minute set for my boy, had him laughing after we was down there a little bit. And the start of comedy was I was in Corcoran prison. There's an OG brother. His name is William Cavanis.
hmm
He goes by Kill Kill. He from 120 Raymond Crip. And so I'm walking around the yard. He said, "Lucky, cuz, come here, man." He said, "You the funniest dude I ever met." He said, "Man, I've been in here 27 years." He said, "I got life without the possibility of parole. I'm going to die in here." He said, "Man, do me a favor." He said, "Go out there and tell our story." And I just kept my word.
wow, wow. And so you decided to tell the story through comedy.
He said, "Go be a comedian."
And what was the first gig that you did as a comedian?
Shit. Shoot. I did what was that? I did a lot of open mics first to start it to get it, but I got to produce my own comedy show at Tommy T's on September 14th, 2014.
And like did you go up there and improv, or did you have things already written out? How did that go?
I had a set. I had a cool little set, but it was just that yeah, I had a cool little set, but it was just that that's all I had was that cool little set. And I didn't understand that that people come see you. They're like, oh, he's funny, so they come see you again. But you got the same set because this is what you see all the big dudes do. Not knowing you got to keep writing new joke, write new joke, write new joke. And so as fast as I built the crowd stayed because I kept coming up with new stuff later on. And
Mhm.
so after that, hey, I ain't never looked back.
Yeah, yeah. So after you did that first segment, or that
Mm.
one night, was you like, okay, I got this. I'm gonna keep doing this. Like, how did it make you feel?
Um, I had I had came to that conclusion after I hit the first two open mics in San Francisco. I had a radio show
Hmm.
at Chabot College.
Okay.
I had my show for like 6 hours every Friday, and that's KCRH 89.9 FM. So again, there was no cussing because it is FCC. So I come from this. That's my major. I got my AA and what's that radio and mass communications. And so I was interviewing heck of people at the time, artists, rappers, whatever you did, and I just wanted to get you out to some exposure, on my platform. Boom. And so these little three youngsters come in there and we talking, we chopping it. They say, man, you heck of funny. You should be a comedian. That's how I keep hearing that. I said, you know what? How did there's this guy, Tony Sparks. He run an open mic over in San Francisco called the Brainwash, which is no longer there. But I went over there and I did it 2 weeks straight, and I had bombed both times horribly, but I loved it. And since then, I've been able to work with the likes of got to share the stage with Dave Chappelle in Hollywood.
Hey, hey, hey,
Me
hey.
and Mike Epps, we developed a great relationship. He had put me on at the Oakland Coliseum, and that was in 2020, 2021 or something. It was right before the pandemic.
Hmm.
And like I say, things is just looking up. I'm a regular on Quake's House. That's on Kevin Hart Channel 96. You know
What?
what I mean?
What?
Sirius XM. So yeah,
You have
biggest
you have ascended.
I have ascended. Now I got to ascend to this job.
Now, now that you telling your story, I mean, I know you
Mhm.
told your story plenty of times to other people, but um, before hearing the word ascending, did you know that you was ascending?
I'll tell you this. I wouldn't say it like that. I wouldn't necessarily say, "Oh, I'm ascending."
Hmm.
No, no, no. I just knew that my destiny. I knew that that jail stuff wasn't it for me. It
That's
was
right.
too many. It was too many things, or I would say powers at B that allowed me to get to certain points and places because I still can't explain some of the things that happened. Like I could tell a story about this one time, man, but I can't. I couldn't explain it, and that was the put it like this. I'll tell this story. I had just, as I caught the case, I was fresh in the county jail. I'm in the
Hmm.
yellows, which is maximum. So I'm playing, I think, chess or checkers. There was an OG standing on the right. And after the game, he said, hey, youngster, let me holler at you when you get finished. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right. So after the game, I finished playing. He said, man, what's your life mean to you? I said, my life mean everything.
Oh,
He
that's a
said,
deep
no,
question.
what's your life mean to you? I said, it mean everything. He said, do you know why you in here? I'm like, yeah, I know why I'm in here.
Hmm.
He like, nah, not like that, but do you know why you in here? Do you know the codes? You know this, you know that? He said, you know what the law library is? And I was like, nah. He said, I'm gonna show you how to get up in there. He said, study your stuff. So he showed me how to get up in there. And my first packet came, and the next day, it was like 2 days. Yeah, it was 2 days later. After I got the first packet, and I'm looking, and like I said, my last name law. I was like, what's in the name? So I'm reading the law, I'm reading these penal codes and all that, but I get it. I understand it immediately. Like I'm like, oh, this is oh wait, 1202.2.3, shooting and having to draw on 246. I'm on it. And so I went to go tell him thank you. And it was two Mexicans in the cell. It was two Mexicans in the cell.
Uh-oh.
And I said, hey, I say, man, I said, I said, when y'all coming in, homie? I said, the OG ain't this ain't his cell. Cause this is where he told me he lived. I said, ain't the OG up in there? They was like, nah, homie, we been in here 6 months.
Wait, I'm confused.
He said they been in that cell 6 months. I don't know who that dude was.
What?
And to this day, me studying, I always say I say nothing but God, like my
Yeah.
angels, man, because I never seen that dude. Didn't find him. He was nowhere in the pod. Nobody else had apparently seen him. And that right there, me studying the law myself, is what eventually got me out of prison.
Mm. That was a message for you.
Yeah, you either gonna handle your business or you gonna play games.
Are you gonna be up in this mud?
Yeah. And it was so easy to be up in there. Like
Yeah.
I'm sitting there literally one day, I was in juvenile hall with a dude. I had got out for 5 years and then caught that case. That was another shooting. And so now I'm looking across the pod and I see my partner West. I'm like, whoa. I was like, we was in juvie together. He was like, man, I had never got out. What?
Like,
I was like, wow. So he's like, yeah, man, they offering us, the jailhouse lawyers. You gotta be careful because don't nobody know if you don't study your own stuff. They offered them like 9 years and offered this other crime like 6 years. Crime me just mean the dude that you committed crimes with or the girl, whoever. It's just your partner in your case. So he was like, yeah, man, they offering us 9 and 6. And everybody's saying, man, if they offering you 9 years on a murder, then they ain't got nothing, man. So we gonna take it to trial. And I told him, I say, bruh, I said, you been here all this time. I said, you see how they doing brothers, man. I said, ain't nothing fair in here, man. I said, you better get a grip. I said, dude, whether they got something or not, 9 years or 6 years on a murder. I said, and you guilty? They know y'all did. I said, man, that's dead bang, bro. I said, take that deal. He didn't take the deal. I seen him at that next week. We got up in the morning. They get you up like 3, 4 in the morning for breakfast. And he's sitting on the bench by himself. We get our breakfast. We come back. The Oakland Tribune got his face this big, the biggest thing on there, on the local news, 35 to life.
oh my God.
35 to life. Them people ain't playing with you. So
No.
when I went in there and talked to that judge, and I told him everything what was going on and why I wanted to get rid of my attorney, and the judge he looked at me, he said you seem like a very intelligent young man. He said, this is what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna give you 10 years for the gun. And I'm sitting there, I swallowed that.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh. He said, and I'm gonna give you 2 years, which is the low term, for assault with a deadly weapon. He said, and
So that's 12.
that's 12. And he said, and then, the victim, his lung collapsed while I was fighting my case. So that's great bodily injury. So they gave me 3 years for GBI. He said, that's a total of 15 years, 85% because in the state of California, violence, any violent crime is carried 85%. So he's like, how do you plead?
Hmm.
As soon as he said the numbers, I had already accepted it, but I didn't want to look like I had, oh, thank you. Because I didn't see them, brother, go in there, take this deal, come back 2 days later. They say, no, man, we taking that deal back. They rescinded it and then hit him with something else.
Mm.
So you gotta, man, you gotta travel light. And so I accepted it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I paused, and then I was like, Your Honor, I'll accept it. And he leaned, and I'll never forget, he leaned over that podium. He looked at me, he said, that was a very intelligent decision.
Hmm.
And that's when I knew if I'd have played with them folks, no Toni Rochelle, no ascending, no Oklahoma.
Thank you, Jesus.
Amen to that.
Now, Jerry, do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
When was the first time you was introduced to him?
Oh man, I grew up in church. I was raised in church, man. My grandpa played the drums. I was raised in church. I was the oldest of nine. What else? I was the lead singer in the choir. I was playing the drums.
You can't
I
sing,
was the
Jerry.
deacon.
You
Oh
do got
man.
that voice for a deacon, though.
Put it in the offering. Put it in the plate.
Listen,
Nah,
thank you so much for coming to sit with me, being vulnerable with me, and telling me your story.
for
Like,
sure.
I'm proud of you again and again and again. You got any shout outs or anything else you want to say before you go?
No, I just want to shout myself out, man, for doing the work. Shout out my mom and daddy for having me, even though he wasn't around. Thank you, mama. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Glad you came.
What's your upcoming events that you got going on?
What is that? My next show is real big, man. Is it's called The King and His Queens.
Mhm.
This is one of my first productions of this year. It's gonna be at Tommy T's. It's gonna be October 29th. That's a Sunday. So everybody can come check it out. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7 o'clock. It's called The King and His Queens because me as a king, man, brothers gotta put the sisters on.
That's right.
Brothers gotta put the sisters on. And in this comedy game, it's very cutthroat, much like the rap game.
Mhm.
And I just believe
Every
that.
game.
Yeah, so I believe that, especially in the male driven industry, I believe that the sisters deserve an opportunity because they are funny. And being like a big brother in the game around here. I got like 4 to 5 sisters that they're gonna rock the mic. Happy birthday, me, Ma. I got Shay
I
Sugar.
love I love
Man, I
both of
got something
them.
I can't even name,
I
man.
bet,
But it's
I
gonna
bet.
be a big old party.
That's what's up. If anybody don't know you and they want to follow you, they want to hire you, where can they get you? Where
You
can
can
they find
find
you?
me in St. Louis rolling no dubs.
Please.
No, you can call me. You can call me. What is it? You can call me.
You
Call me
don't
directly. Area code 510. No, Jerry Law 2 Raw on everything. You can email me, Jerry Law 2 Raw, JERYLAW, the number 2 RAW at gmail.com. Like I said, yeah, call me directly. 510.
you play too much. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you gotta go. You got things to do, people to
Mm-hmm.
see. You took your time out to come sit with Pretty Tony. I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Keep ascending, keep doing your thing, and I'm gonna see you in these streets.
You too, man. You
We
keep
always
doing your
running each
thing,
other.
man. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Later.
I love you.
Love you back. Let's go.
Thank you again, you guys, for tuning in today. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but I have my boy Jerry in the building, and I appreciate him. And just like he said, take some time out to breathe, take some time out to talk to yourself, encourage yourself, teach yourself. Keep going no matter what comes against you. Ascend through life. You got this. It's you got this. It's already mapped out for you. It's always already planned out for you, and everything that you need is inside of you. Until then, keep going, keep pushing, never give up. And y'all know what I'm going to say: peace, love, and keep ascending. Love you guys.
Ascending. Oh, yeah. Gotta keep ascending. Yeah. Even at your worst, you gotta keep your vision. That's the only way that you gonna keep ascending. Her pain is my pain. Her struggle's my struggle.